Hi guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm pacing around my house because I'm a little bit pissed today. And I'm pissed at trolls. I'm pissed at small-minded people who try to tell other larger-minded people what to do, how to do it, or that what they're doing is dumb. My little guy came home from school and he struggles because he gets a lot of problems with kids at school who think that he's strange and weird, and they really do, honest to God, the meanest shit I can think of other humans in terms of how they treat him. And it drives me bananas. But you know what? When he comes home from school and he tells me he doesn't want to go to school anymore and he's really sick of the way he's being treated, and like the poor kid is so creative. He's writing his memoirs. He's already written 2 books. He has a series, a comic book series, one that he started when he was 6 years old called Random Time. He's doing another one now called Redwood. It's really cool. This kid says to me that he's like, Mom, you know what? I don't talk in class anymore. I don't speak up. I don't want to participate. I just try to be really, really quiet, and I try to say nothing. And that breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart for a whole bunch of different reasons, because here's a kid, he's 12 years old, he's super, super creative. Pardon the noise in the background, I'm making myself some tea. So he's a really creative kid, and he is shutting up and shutting down because of other people and other people's small-mindedness. And they're stuck in their own little mediocrity and in their desire to make someone else feel bad so that they can make themselves feel better. And that's a message I'm sure everyone as a parent, you probably tell your kids that, someone's being a dick because they feel bad about themselves, so they're making you feel bad to make themselves feel better. But you know what? It happens all the time. So I wanted to shoot this video yesterday, and I didn't. And I didn't shoot this video yesterday because the last time I shot a video, I got 2 assholes who decided to come onto my video and just say really mean stuff. Now, in the end, I know that they're not my people, and I know that I am not speaking to those people, but it still held me back. So I made myself a promise, and I posted on Facebook. If you're my friend on Facebook, you'll know, you might have seen my post today where I said, I am not gonna let the trolls hold me back. I'm gonna finish my video, I'm gonna do what I wanna do, and I'm not gonna let their small-mindedness and their meanness stop me from doing something. And, ooh, my tea's ready. So here's, if ever you've not done something because you're afraid that someone was going to say something to you or about you, and that sort of, it held you back, I really hope that you're not alone. They're not the only person who doesn't do something because you're afraid of what other people are going to say. There is such a need, I'm starting to pour my tea now, so there's such a need for video marketing right now. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how important it is. I say it at conferences, I say it when I'm speaking to people, when I'm teaching classes. People are like, what's the one thing I need to do? And I said, the one thing you need to do is you need to shoot video. You need to shoot video of yourself. You need to be helpful and meaningful and kind and, really get into the heads and the hearts of the people you're trying to serve. And yet no one does it. And do you know why people don't do it? And it breaks my heart. In the same way it broke my heart that my little guy, my creative little monster, is not writing anymore. He's not reading anymore. He's not doing anything anymore. Why? Because these other little monsters, these little miniature assholes, who are gonna probably grow up to be bigger assholes, are holding him back and making him feel bad about himself. And again, it's extinguishing his fire. And how many people do you know used to be so like out there and full of life and full of ideas, and they shut themselves down because someone somewhere along the way told them that what they were saying was of no value, that it was not good, and then they believed it. And I'm actually launching a whole new series of programs next year, starting in January. I'm very excited about this, which is not only business strategies, so business strategies, habits, health and wellness, but a big chunk of it is reframing the stories you tell yourself about yourself. And how those stories, that single thing, is the #1 reason that you will not succeed in business or in life. I talked to someone very close to me yesterday, and I tried to explain that happiness is something you can get every single day, and they disagree with me wholeheartedly. They said, nope, Happiness is not something you get every day. You know, life is full of trials, and they're meant to be there to make you a stronger and better person. And that made me sad, because I feel that a fire somewhere along the way was extinguished with that person. And now the story they believe is actually that life should be really hard, life should be full of struggle, and life should be painful. And I don't believe that. I think life should be wonderful. It should be full of happiness and laughter and peace and contentment and great sleeps at night and naps on a Sunday afternoon. Like, that's what life should be like. And yet so many people tell them a story that life has been so hard, that life is supposed to be hard. So if it's not hard, they're actually doing something wrong. A fire gets extinguished every time you believe a story of another person, every time you hold yourself back because you're afraid of doing something. The reason people don't do video is because they think people are going to make fun of them. They don't shoot video because they're afraid that they're going to look funny or they're going to sound weird. And there is no convincing I can do to get these people to change their mind. Absolutely none. The story is so entrenched in their minds and in their hearts that I can't help them unless they want to help themselves. Unless you get to the point where, like, I refuse to live like this anymore. Unless you get to the point, I mean, and it's in small things, right? I could have not done this video today because those people yesterday, or actually it was on Friday when I did my video, I felt like they're going to come back, right? So, but who cares if they come back? They're not my people. And again, in Seth's book, and I think I talked about this before, in Seth's book, he talks about a small, viable audience. They're the only ones you need to care about. You do not need to care about the people who don't like your message. Say, don't know why you bothered posting said nastiness, so peace out, you're not my people, and let it go, just like the song. So Alicia asked me, like, how often do you recommend going live on video? As often as you want. Like, some people will say go on every single day. I know a lot of people do like a breakfast kind of a show. They show up at 7 or 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, and they just do like a 10-minute snippet. Other people, they go on once or twice a week. So I usually try to hit up a couple of times a week to let people know what I'm thinking, new strategies that I've come up with, ideas, things that I have used to become successful myself, so that I can share these things with those other people. So the other question I often get as well about video is, how long should my video be? And your video should be however long it takes you to get your message out. There is no perfect length of video. People tend not to watch videos. That's kind of rote. So get your most important piece of your message out first. And then the rest of it is either through storytelling or you're teaching something. Sometimes I'll show people how to do something, and then you just kind of wrap it up. So frequency and length of video, it's all a matter of timing and planning. So one thing I'm not very good at, or haven't been good at in 2018, that I am going to be good at in 2019, is planning my content so I can be more consistent. So consistency over frequency. So if you can't do it every day, how frequently can you do it? And just keep up with that. Just keep that frequency going, and then always make sure that you plan a little bit for your message. Again, you don't have to like take forever, but I usually take maybe 5-10 minutes, make sure that I know what I'm going to say, what my purpose is, the meaning that I'm trying to convey, and the change that I'm trying to see in people if they take my message and run with it. And most people don't run with it, and that's absolutely fine. But there are people out there, and again, I don't need to worry about those people because they're really not the ones I'm talking to. The people I'm talking to are the people who listen to this message, look in themselves and say, have I extinguished my fire? Have I done something to not go forward because of a story I've told myself or a fear that I have absorbed into myself and into my thinking that actually is wrong? And it's wrong if you're stopping yourself. I don't always believe there's right and wrongs in things, but I do believe that in this case, it's wrong to hold back. It's wrong to not be yourself. And I was not myself for many, many years when I belonged to the church that I belonged to growing up, that I pieced out of 10 years ago. And I've spent the last 10 years trying to figure out, well, who, like, it sounds funny, but like, who am I really? And what is my real story? And for the longest time, I thought my story was actually, you know, what I lived through back then. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of weird. It's not very common, and it was very isolating, and not a lot of people live that way. And yet what I have come to realize more recently, and it's been one of the most freeing ways of thinking I have ever experienced, is simply that what I have to offer, my fire, if you call it, is the strategies that I have employed both with my business and with my mindset that have allowed me to achieve the success I have. And what I'm looking for in 2019 is an exponential hockey stick growth, and I know how I'm going to get it. And those are the kinds of things that I want to share with other people. So don't be afraid of the trolls. Don't hold back and not do something because someone at some point in your life told you that it was shit, because someone out there needs you. As long as I just got off the phone with a client and I said, as long as whatever you're conveying is helpful in a meaningful way, then someone needs you. Someone needs to hear your message. Don't worry about the people who don't want to hear your message. They're not your people. They're not your tribe. Say, I hope you find what you're looking for somewhere else, and then you carry on doing what you do best. So hopefully you found this helpful. If you want to know more about my programs, you can private message me. I do have a beta. I have a 12-week program, and I need some beta testers. But there's a qualifying process you have to go through. So if you're interested in beta testing my 12-week program, it's a coaching program that starts off with business strategies, but also really, do you know what your meaning is? And then who is your client? Like, who needs you? What do they value? And then we go into some mindset, some reframing exercises, and then also looking at how well are you really taking care of yourself. If you're interested in that, you can private message me. I'll send you a link where you can apply. We'll have a conversation. I do want to make sure this is right for you if you want to participate. But I'm looking for people who don't mind who want to see a change in themselves. They want that hockey stick growth. They don't want to be where they are anymore, and they know that they've got more in them than what they've got right now. So if that's you, PM me or put a comment below and I'll get in touch with you. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and don't listen to the trolls. Trolls are evil. They're not your people. You don't need to listen to them, so don't. Have a great day, guys. See you soon.